Good morning, Borodar. It's worked. Welcome from me and Sam to day 15 of the Advent calendar and our Tuesday exercise referral style circuit. So good to see you this morning. We have got a really nice session for you, and tuning in this morning, who's helped me plan this session downstairs is young Billy Tagg. So good morning, Billy. Well done for getting off the sofa. And we'll see if everyone enjoys what we got planned. So, how are you feeling this morning? Hoping everyone's feeling good. The weather is a bit uncertain at the moment. So the nice thing about this class is even if you can't get outside, if it starts to rain, we've done a nice bit of aerobic exercise that's going to really help heart and lungs, muscles, joints, and hopefully leave you the room feeling a lot brighter and a lot less stiff. So remember, if you're not feeling well, you shouldn't be formally exercising. And if you've got a recent injury, you need to be careful about that as well. So don't exercise on an injury, and certainly don't exercise if you're not well. But if you are feeling like having a go, but you're not sure you can do it all, this is where the trusty chair comes in. So this chair's got no arms, it's got a nice sturdy back. You can do everything, okay, in a seated position, okay, but you need to sort of try and keep nice and long in the spine, okay? The other thing you can do is if anything's not right or anything doesn't feel right, just take a recovery walk on the spot and wait for the next exercise. So, without much further ado, shall we warm up? Shall we? Let's do it. Right, so we just want a bit of a space around us. So I'm going to move this out of the way because I'm naturally clumsy. Sam will hopefully move out of the way if I get too close to him. We're just going to make sure those feet are roughly hip width apart. We're going to think about standing nice and tall. And we're just going to try and come out of maybe a habitual stand, okay? And think about making some space between the base of the ribs and the top of the pelvis. We're going to open out the chest. Look straight ahead of us. Relax those arms down by your side. Beautiful. So we're standing well, standing really nice and tall. So now we're going to just take a little shoulder warm up. We're going to squeeze the shoulders up to the ears and back down. So as those shoulders are coming down, see if you can just slide your shoulder blades down the back. So I sometimes talk about tucking your shoulder blades into the back pocket of the trousers, and it has a really positive effect on the way we stand. So it takes some of that tension out of the shoulders. And then we're going to take those feet just a little bit wider. We're going to draw this tummy button gently away from the waistband of the trousers, and we're going to start with a little bit of spinal warm-up. So we're going to lift that rib cage out of the hips. It's a little bit damp this morning, so you might be feeling a little bit stiff, although not as cold as it has been. Well, not here in sunny between Cardigan and St. Dogmell's anyway. So make sure you don't sort of stick that bottom out when you're doing this. See if you can keep that nice long trunk. That's lovely. That's lovely. Oh, good. So that back's feeling a little bit better. We're just going to make some really small little circles with these hips, and then we're going to do some circles in the opposite direction. Okay, so there's something we're going to do later that sort of does a little call on this. Let's try that again. So we're just almost drawing some circles with the tailbone one way. Oh, now it's raining. And we're going to draw those circles the other way. Good. All right then, let's see if we can just start to move these feet a little bit, shall we? So we're just picking those feet off the floor, standing nice and tall, shoulders nice and relaxed. So we're putting all those principles into play, but we're moving our feet. So you can think about maybe if you're going for a walk, just sliding those shoulder blades down the back. It really helps you walk nice and tall. So we're moving these feet, a little bit of movement in those arms. We're going to take those feet a little bit wider. We're going to come back to hip width apart. Let's take those feet a little bit wider again. Let's just see if we can just gently tuck that bottom under, soften those knees a little bit. We're going to come into that little gentle twist, that spine twist. So remember, we always talk about the fact that those ribs are attached to this part of the spine. So you're not going to have a huge amount of movement there. We sort of sacrifice that protection of those organs for not so much movement. So don't try and force it. Good work. But whatever movement there is, we're going to try and maintain. So we're keeping those hips facing forwards. Just gently again, drawing that tummy button away from the waistband of the trousers. Now, let's let those arms swing. So we're going to let the arms swing. I'm just doing a couple of little toe taps, but really letting those arms relax. So what I do want to show you is that you can do everything seated. So seated or standing, this would be what it looks like here. Okay, so sometimes it's better to do, but just with that added protection of the chair rather than not do at all. Now, what we're going to do is just point those toes down towards the floor, and we're going to take those little toe taps. So I'll just show you from this angle. Great stuff. And then we're going to take the heels and we're going to place those heels down on the floor. We're going to keep that chest lifted. We're looking straight ahead. So I'm going to look at you. Otherwise, I keep turning my head. Now, while we're doing this, let's see if we can roll those shoulders up to the ears and back. So we're going to circle those shoulders this time. So there's a bit of coordination here. So if that's really tough, just go for the circles and walk on the spot. Great stuff. Now, all right, we're starting to get there. Let's take these taps out to the side. So we're just finding our range. So what we don't want to do is start with the biggest range we can do. We want to gently do a few smaller steps. And then we're going to just make them slightly bigger, okay? And if you think, well, that's uncomfortable, come back to that better range for you. Good. Now, we're going to see if we can just add a little bicep curl. Good. And we're going to do 2 more steps. We're going to walk it out, and we're going to think about that bicep curl still. So we're going to see if we can make a fist and then just open out those fingers. See if you can make a fist, squeeze, really stretch out those fingers. We're going to do that 2 more times, walking on the spot. Lovely. Good. Just getting a little bit of wrist and hand work in there. Now roll the shoulders, and then we're going to draw these circles with the elbow. So again, smaller, gradually increasing that range. Superb. Remember to listen into those shoulders, so don't push into that pain. Just take it to your point of tension. You've got it. Right. Now, let's see if we can take some little squeezes behind us. So we're going to just tap behind us, Keep that chest lifted. Nice squeeze with these bottom muscles, okay? Nice little squeeze with the bottom muscles. Let's see if we can activate these muscles here. Great stuff. All right, let's add a bicep curl. Good. Nice little bicep curl again. We're going to do 3 and 2 and 1. Then we're going to come into that little pedal. So it's that jogger's walk. Remember that jogger's walk? 1 heel at a time. So we're really getting some work for the calf muscles and for the ankles. And while we're doing that, we're just going to push away and bring those arms back. So just mimicking that press up movement. Good. We're going to do 2 more. And then we're going to bring it down. We're just going to take a step behind us, press the heel of the back foot to the floor. So remember, if that back foot was on a clock face, the heel would be at 6, the big toe would be at 12. We're going to bring it in, move those feet a little bit. Same on the other side. So pressing that heel. So can you feel a lengthening in those calf muscles? Good. I'm glad you can. Bring it in, and we're going to walk it out. Now, we're going to see if we can take a little punch forwards. And then we're going to just slow those arms down. We're just going to bring those arms into a W position. And again, we're going to push forwards, and then we're just going to gently reach up with one arm. So we're going to push forwards, not to your full range. We're just getting a little bit more movement in those shoulders. Okay, gradually increasing that range. Good. Now we're going to see if we can go a little bit further and a little bit further. Good. Bring it down. Shake those arms out. Shake those legs out a little bit. Good stuff. All right, we're cooking on gas, my friends. Let's see if we can just get those knees up a little bit higher. That's good. So when we're doing this, we're going to keep that nice strong trunk. Let's change that knee lift to a kick. Good, same thing, nice strong trunk. You might feel those core muscles tightening just to stop that backward movement or that forward movement. So it's a really good core exercise as well as good for the heart and lungs. Now, we're going to think about going 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, just gently move the feet. Let's see if we can walk this hand over the shoulder. Give yourself a nice little pat on the back. You can support that stretch if you like, or you can just bring it down. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So walk that hand over the shoulder, little pat on the back, chest is lifted, and then we're going to roll those shoulders. Good. Okay, now steady those feet. We're going to take that small step in front of us, sink down into that back of the thigh stretch. So we have that long back. Good. Feeling that sort of lengthening in the back of the straight leg, bringing it up, walking it out like we did between the calf stretches. Same on the other side. Good. All right. So again, a nice little bit of lengthening, not pushing into pain, but just holding it at that uncomfortable point, bringing it back up. We're going to see if we can march it up. We're going to take that little punch again. Good. Now let's see if we can punch it up. Good. Not overreaching, so not pushing into pain, but just finding your range forwards. Let's see if we can take it to the side. Let's see if we can take it forwards. Let's see if we can take it to the other side and forwards, and then just let those arms go. Good stuff, guys. Okay. So we're starting to get there now. We're feeling a little bit warmer. The breath has been sort of coming a little bit faster, but we're not quite at the main section yet. We've got a couple more stretches to do. So what we're going to do now is walk those feet a little bit wider, okay? And we're going to see if we can pick those heels off the floor. So this is one of those exercises that not everyone gets on with because of their knees. So it might be you have to go back to those backward taps or make the range smaller. But if you're comfortable, make sure those knees are pointing down to the floor. We're going to see if we can add a little rowing action. So we're going to draw those elbows behind us, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Last couple and last one. Bring it down, walk it out. Good. Now, while we're walking it out, bring those hands around your back. See if you can touch those fingertips together. Don't worry if you can't. Open out that chest. Keep that nice long neck and then release. Good work, guys. Okay. So we're going to think about now bringing ourselves to that hip width apart position. We are going to just tuck that bottom in a little bit, but it is going to be sinking behind us. Actually, don't tuck it in. Don't tuck it in. Forget what I just said then. But we're going to take this little mini squat. So we're going to imagine we're pushing that bottom to the back of a chair as if we were about to sit down. Now take your weight into the back of your foot. So into your heel, not into the ball of the foot. If you're doing this, it's going to put pressure on those knees. So as if you're about to sit down. If in doubt, use the chair, sit down and do this instead, okay? Try and just get up with a little hover. Now we're going to do one more. Bring it back to that march on the spot. Good stuff. Now, feet hip width apart. Let's try some steps to the side. Good. So we're going to step, bring that foot across. Make sure you're lifting that inside foot, clearing that space, okay? So we don't end up tripping on the carpet. Good stuff. Now we're going to see if we can add a little bit of arm movement. Now if that's too restrictive for you in the space you've got, I want you to do a push and a pull instead, okay? So we're going to do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, back to that little squat position. Heels on the floor. We're going to see if we can just take 5 of these to finish up with our warm-up. Good. That's lovely. We're going to do 3 and 2 and 1. Excellent work, guys. Walk it out. Walk it out. Lovely. So we're going to just take a little punch forwards. We are going to punch up. Good. We're going to punch forwards. We're going to punch down. Brilliant. Up, forwards, down. Good. Now relax those arms. We're going to tap it out and we're going to take a chest press. We're going to do 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just lose the arms. We're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, guys, just walk it out. Grab yourself a little bit of water if you've got some there. What you might need for this session today is, if you're going to be using a mixture of seated and standing, a chair, you might need some tins or some very light weights, but don't panic, because I think, you don't absolutely have to have them. The other thing, if you've got it to hand, might be just something you can hold on to, little mini Santa or cushion. But again, just we can imagine that as well. Poor old Santa's on top of his head now. So keep your feet moving, guys. Have that sip of water. Have that comfort break. I am going to get the clock started. So we're going to do a slightly different format, but it'll be the same amount of work. So Billy, you should stay engaged. I'm not saying this is all for Bill, but now let's have a look. We are going to get this stopwatch started. We are going to get the music going, and we're going to do 45 seconds of work, okay? Then a little bit of a walk on the spot, then another 45 seconds. So bear with me, all right? It's going to be quite hard work, but it's not going to be impossible. But if it does get too hard, I just want you to walk on the spot. Don't try and sort of work through that real breathlessness. If you get your breath out of control, if you can't talk, bring it back down. Okay, now let's give us some volume. I've still got the Christmas music somewhere. Now, we're going to start with some little kicks. Okay, bit of ABBA. So we're going to kick it out. So we're going to do 45 seconds of these kicks. So we can just kick. Okay. Remember that nice strong core. This is good work, guys. Okay, you're looking good. Now we can add that little opposite arm reach. We can take those hands on the hips. Up to you. We can take both arms. Up to you. Right, so we've got about another 15 seconds of this. We're going to walk it out. Now you can use that walk as a recovery walk. You can work hard on your walk. It's up to you. So if you need the recovery, just keep it really small. If you need it to be, it's a rotten tomato I'm being thrown at. Okay, we're going to walk it out. Good. You can come in. All right, so we're walking it out. Next little exercise is going to be those jacks or side taps. 3, 2, 1. Good. So we're tapping to the side. Now we can add the jack arms, but if that doesn't work for you, we can have a different set of arms. Now we can go a little bit slower. We can go a little bit faster. So listen to your breathing. Do what feels right for you. Woohoo! Good. You've got this, guys. Only 10 seconds. How can it be? So I want you to remember these jacks. Remember the kicks, okay? So kicks and jacks. Now we're going to walk it out. How's that breathing? Give us a bit more volume. Okay, so we're going to go for knee lifts. Ready? So again, we can slow it down. We can make that range a little bit smaller, or we can make it a little bit faster. A little bit higher. Good work. Okay. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, we're going to add that little bit of rotation. I'm going a little bit fast for my liking, so I'm going to slow it down. Good. That's brilliant, guys. So we can take that opposite hand, opposite knee. Now, if that's feeling not quite right, just relax the arms. Okay. Take those in knee lifts. Okay, we're going to say 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Now, not everyone might know this next little move, but we've done it before. We might need to temper it a little bit if we haven't got much space. So, feet a little bit wider, heels on the floor. Okay, you can see what's happening here. We're taking one weight into one leg and then the other. Now, if you like, we can add a little arm swing. Really good for legs, core muscles, and heart and lungs. Good. Now, if the shoulders aren't too sore, you can take that movement a little bit higher. You can make it smaller. You can take the arms out. Okay. So we're just transferring weight. One leg to the other. Okay, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to walk it out. Now, we're going to go back. I'm having things thrown at me. This is the trouble with homeschooling. I don't do any. Right, now, we're going to go back to those kicks. We're going to do 30 seconds this time. So just a little walk in between so you can make it a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm just worried about what else is going to be thrown at me and Sam, isn't it, Sam? Good. So little kicks. You can go faster if you want to work harder. You can slow it down. Keep that nice strong core. All right, we're going to go 3, 2, 1. We're going to walk it out. Now, ready for the next bit. Side taps. Ready, tap, and in. Yeah. Okay, ready to go a little bit faster. I'm going to give you different arms this time. Remember that little pec deck? Good. Let's see if we can go a little bit faster, but slow it down if you need to. Sorry, Sam. Good. Just 10 seconds to go. Brilliant, guys. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. So do you remember what comes next? I'll tell you. Knee lifts. Are we ready? Good. Let's go. Good. So sometimes it's really nice to do shorter ones. It is a little bit perturbing though because we have to do more of them. All right. So just remember, even though it's a shorter period, just pace yourself. You're doing brilliantly. Okay, 10 seconds to go on this one. And then we've got a little walk. Make the walk a bit longer if you need to. Okay, walk it out. Next it is that wide base sway. Do you remember? So just walk if you need to. Good. You've got this, guys. So keep that chest lifted. Good. You notice that knees will just bend a little bit, but they need to be in line with that second toe or that big toe. Don't let them roll all over the place. You've got this. Now, if that is too much movement, you could just take a little reach, a little push. Okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Ready for another round of 30 seconds. 4 exercises, 2 minutes. Good. Ready. Let's do those kicks again. Poor Sam's totally lost it now. Okay, second. Good. So, how's that breathing? Is it okay? Is it so fast you can't speak? If it is, we might be working a little bit hard. Just tone it down. All right, if it's okay, keep going. All right, I've forgotten what time we started on. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Okay, remember what comes next? The side taps. Ready? Let's do it. Just in time. Good work, guys. Happy? Yes, you've got to be. Come on. Now, Only 10 seconds. Do you remember what comes next? This is the last round of these ones. Knee lift coming up. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. We're going to walk it out. Good. Oh, the carpet's spongy. It's the rings from our reindeer game. Right, you ready? Is it knee lifts? Yeah. Good. Now, even if you're doing that tap, it's not that. Okay? Keep that chest lifted so you're really using these tummy muscles. That's the way. You've got this. Brilliant. Keep it up. Keep just gently drawing that tummy button away from the trousers. Not so tight that you can't think of anything else. You'll know if it's too tight because your face will look like this. Okay? Brilliant. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Last little session of those wide base sways. Coming up. Good. Just walk it out if you need to, or just make the movement a little bit smaller. That's good. This is really great for balance. And I really like it. You can feel these leg muscles working as well. You can feel these muscles. Good. You can slow it down. I tend to get a bit carried away, as you all know, so don't let me push you too fast. Brilliant. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, walk it out, guys. Woo. Now, today we're having 2 breaks. So if you want to have a little bit of water, have it now, because we've got 3 segments. Sorry, you didn't need to see that. Okay. Video, put your water bottle there somewhere. It's doing this downstairs, refuses to do it with us. Now, we're just using this as a little bit of recovery, but even though we're recovering, we need to keep these feet moving. So remember what happens if we just stop. We get dizzy, we feel maybe sometimes a bit sick, and that's because the blood just can't get up from the lower legs. So we're missing it in the head and the heart and the rest of the body. So keep the feet moving. Now, the moves we're going to do next, we're going to start in about 10 seconds. Are you ready? 45 seconds on 4 exercises. 3, 2, 1. We're going to take those taps behind. Backward lunge. So it's just a simple tap. Now we can embellish this by adding that arm movement. Okay. You could make it faster. Okay. So it's up to you where you want to go with it. Brilliant, guys. Keep that nice, strong core. You're doing a great job today. The most important thing about exercise is that we enjoy it and that we pace ourselves at a pace that's right for us. And someone will always be going a bit slower, someone will always be going a bit faster. So it's really important that you find what works for you, okay? All right, we are going to walk it out. That's our 45 seconds of those backward lunges or backward taps. Now we're going to step to the side, single steps. 3, 2, 1. Step together. Good. Oh, it's our Christmas tune. I can't find anyone I like better. I think it's the Christmas number 1. Okay, keep stepping. I'll give us a bit more volume. Sorry, but we have to have a bit more volume for this one, don't we? Okay, now we're sidestepping. Do you want to add that movement with the arms, or do you want to add the window washing? Let's wash the windows. Good. Okay, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Jingle the bells. Now, march and punch is next. Ready? So, We're going to march on the spot. We're going to take this punch. We don't have to punch so that we're reaching. Keep that strong core. We can punch to the side. We can come forwards. We can stay on the spot. That's great. Really nice. Moving those shoulders. Use those core muscles. Keep that trunk really nice and strong. That's it. We're cooking on gas. 5 seconds to go. Okay, walk it out. Tap it out if you prefer, because we've been doing too much walking there. Now, we're going to bring it down. If you've got a tin or a light weight or a cushion, this is where we're going to bring it in. Now, we're going to keep really nice, strong core. We're just going to soften those knees a little bit, bring those elbows in, and we're going to imagine that we're just taking a little twist. We're doing a version of a Russian twist, like we do in the warm-up, okay? Shoulders relaxed, not overreaching. Good. Now, if you prefer to do this, moving the hips, you can do that, and we can just take pivot off that foot, okay? Or you can keep those heels down and just use that thoracic back. Good, it's up to you. See what the knees prefer. See what you prefer. Good. Okay. We're going to do one more, either side, and then we're going to wiggle those toes, bring those feet in. Great stuff, guys. Now, you ready? All of that, 30 seconds. So we're going to start with that backward lunge. 3, 2, 1, go. That's exact. He's going to come and play in a minute, I can feel it. I'll just turn this way so I can't look into his eyes and wind him up. Brilliant, guys. Remember, you can speed it up to work a little bit harder. You can slow it down to make it easier. You can make the movement smaller. You can take the arms out. So listen in. Do what's right for you. Okay, walk it out. Remember, this can be a recovery. It can be a little bit more active. You ready for those side steps? Okay, let's go. Brilliant. Now, let's wash those windows. We've only got 30 seconds, but make sure you use that recovery if that breath is coming quite fast. Oh, I don't know where this came from.
I'm so happy to be here tonight. So glad to be here.
Brilliant. You can push up, or we can just do some normal sides. Ready? Walk it out, guys. Now, we're going to march and punch. So, when you're ready, 30 seconds. Let's go. Good. Make sure you can relax those shoulders a little bit. Just 30 seconds. We'll be over before we know it. And then we're into that twist. 15. Oh, it's not even 15. 10 to go. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Oh, you're walking. Okay. Now we're going to just do that little bit of work for these core muscles. So, are you ready? Now this time we're going to take the feet a little bit wider. We're going to see if we can just turn those hips slightly, okay? So we're going to just take that this side. Now if that doesn't work for you, stay with those hips nice and still. We're going to take it here and here. So we're going to just take it over that shoulder. Good. Nothing too major. This is a smaller movement that you might see in other sort of exercise DVD type things, okay? We want to work it for us, not for someone who's 18, okay? So we're doing this. Brilliant. And we're going to walk it out. Good. Now, let's just see if we can do the other side. You ready? So this time, we're taking that foot to that little bit of a pivot, and this to that shoulder. Good. All right, so we've got that little pivot of those feet. Good. That's great, guys. We're using those core muscles. We're bringing a little bit of rotation into our workout. Very functional. And we're going to walk it out. Superb. Okay, 3 more 30 seconds of the backward lunge. Are you ready? Okay, we've got 3 of these. 1 of these, 1 of side steps, 1 of march and punch. Good. How are we doing? You okay? Hanging on in there? You're almost there. We got 1 little segment to go. Good. Little break after these 3 exercises. Good. Fantastic, guys. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. You're cooking on gas. Okay, we're going to bring it in. We're going to walk it out. Lovely. Now, remember those side steps. Are we ready? Let's go. So, if we're feeling a little bit fatigued, try and leave the arms out. Super, guys. You can take it at your pace. Oh no, just realised the dog's found the little Santa, he's attacking him. Okay, last 2. Last 1. Walk it out. Okay, so we're going to march and punch and then we're going to have another little break for a minute. Ready? Let's go. March and punch. Smile. Brilliant. You're doing a great job this morning, guys. Just keep it up. Chase those rain clouds away. They've steamed back over here. Good. Let's just keep punching. You can punch whichever way you like. Okay. Just enjoy the movement. Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right. Just let those arms swing. So if you want another little drink, if you need a comfort break, you just want a minute. Don't rush. It'll be absolutely fine if you miss a tiny bit. Do try and keep your feet moving. Okay, I'm just going to rescue Santa. There you are, Santa. All right, keep those feet moving, guys. Now, okay, let's just keep those feet moving. So we've got 4 more exercises. So we're going to start with 45 seconds. And we are then just going to go through that 30 seconds. Okay, are you ready? Now we're going to come into a hamstring curl to get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you want to add some arms, we can bring those arms up in front and we're going to squeeze. So we're almost taking this rowing action for the upper back. So this rowing action is brilliant if you get sort of weakness in that upper back area. Great stuff. Do you ever get that feeling you're being watched? Good. Now we're over halfway through this little bit. Good. Remember, you can just walk on the spot and take this backward taps if you need it. If you're seated, this one might be easy to just do the rows. Superb. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Great stuff. Woo. Now, the next thing we're going to do is take some little toe taps and a little bicep curl if you can. Let's do it. Come on, Sam. Good work, guys. So we're just taking those taps. If you want to leave the arms out, you can. Okay. Quite hard to keep a long spine when you've got to pat the dog. Brilliant. Okay, I'll tap like this. You keep going. All right. You have got 5 seconds to go. All right, we've got 3, 2, 1. Okay, just walk it out. Now, Sam, you're gonna have to help me with this one. We might need to hold on to something for this, because what we're gonna do is do a small knee lift, and we're gonna do 2 of them. Never work with children or animals. Ready? 1, 2. So if you need some balance, just hold on to something. So really small knee lifts to start off with. 1, tap, 2. 1, tap, 2. Good. Now, if you get more confident with it, you might be able to bring in a little bit of a bigger movement. But use that wall, use that chair if you need it. Brilliant, guys. Good. Keep drawing that tummy back towards the spine. Keep that long body, because that's going to help with that balance. If this is no good for you, just go back to those knee lifts, single ones. Okay? Brilliant, guys. We're going to do 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Walk it out. Now, finish on a high, okay? We're going to go for those squats. Now, if your knees are not happy with squats, I want you to make them a third of the size you think you should. All right, so just a mini one, okay? I'm going to do mini ones, guys. Find the range that works for you. Let's do it. Good. Remember, this is a movement we have to do all the time. So if in doubt, make it smaller, and let's get those joints and muscles resilient for the things we're going to have to do in everyday life. Good. So you can take those arms in front of you if you want, but don't let them pull you this way, okay? Just use it for balance. Heels on the floor. Brilliant. I'll stop lecturing, shall I? Let's listen to shaking. Okay, good. Really squeeze that bottom on the way back up. We've just got a couple more. Last 2. Last 1. Walk it out. Good. I still in the center again. Now, ready for that hamstring curl. So that's what's coming. Shorter amount of time, okay? All right, jazz hands while we wait. All right, ready? I'm a bit perturbed by Santa, to be honest. He's been chewed by the dog. You keep hamstring curling. Oi! I'll have to put him up higher than that. Then leave him alone. That's it. Great, guys. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. All right. So those taps next. Good. Bicep curl if you can. You've got it. You've got this. Okay. We're cooking on gas. Just a couple more minutes to go, and then we're going to cool it down. Good. 3, 2, 1. Okay, remember that double knee lift. So we can either do it very small, holding on, or we can make it a little bit bigger. So core muscles, start small. Good. Oh, I don't believe it. You're meant to be doing this downstairs. You weren't sure what was going on then. There's like children with full balloons trying to let them off in this room. Unfortunately for them, it went the opposite direction they wanted it to. Okay, last one. Walk it out. Good. Now, ready for that hamstring curl? We're going to go 20 seconds this time. Ready? Okay. Add that row if you feel comfortable. If not, just do the leg movement. Remember, we get to the end of the session, so fatigue might be setting in. So you just may find that everything's a bit harder. But keep moving, you can get to the end. I know you can. We've just got a couple more minutes. Okay, we're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Brilliant. Now, little taps. little taps. Ready for that bicep curl? Good. Superb, guys. Now, after this, we're going to go straight into those squats, and that's going to be the last exercise, okay? If the squats aren't for you, you can do sit to stand. You can just walk on the spot, okay? That's it. You've got it. You're the boss. I'm just making suggestions. All right, we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to try those little squats. So I'm going to go mini. You can go whatever range you feel comfortable, okay? 30 seconds and that is it. Brilliant. Good work. Really keep those heels glued to the floor. Superb. Superb. You don't have to push further than your body wants you to. Just challenge it without over-challenging it. And that is the key. Not easy though. Last one. Bring it up. Walk it out, my friends. Walk it out. Great work. I don't know about you. Very warm here today. So keep those feet moving. That was brilliant. Thank you for putting up with the distractions in the tag household. Tag towers, Isaiah was used to call it. Haven't called it that for a while. Felt like my domain, but it's been taken over by usurpers. So what we're going to do is just keep those feet moving. You can have your drink. If you really need to just stop, probably better to sit down and try and keep the feet moving rather than stand like this, because the blood will just pool in those lower legs and it's going to make you feel odd. So we need to, like in the warm-up, just gradually bring that heart rate down. Good stuff. So how are we feeling? How are we feeling? Slightly, sometimes I think, slightly chaotic. You never know how things are going to go. But I like to sort of throw in a few slightly shorter stations sometimes. It just perks us up a bit. And I think what does tend to happen is we tend to maybe work a little bit harder, which is why it's important to have a bit more recovery in there. Right. I've had a drink. Let's see if we can just take a little pedal. So let's take that little pedal. Don't look out the window, whatever you do, okay? It's just depressing. All right. But I think it is due to clear up later. Now we're going to take that little pedal and then we're going to just gently walk it out. And we're going to just imagine you're in a beautiful warm pool, swimming a sort of funny sort of backstroke. It's nice and relaxing. The sky is blue. Good. And then we're going to just make those movements a little bit smaller. So we're just going to roll those shoulders. Roll those shoulders. Brilliant. And then we're going to just relax the arms. We're going to take those little taps out and in. Good. Try and keep that nice long trunk while you're doing this. Very tempting to do that. Okay, so what we're doing by doing this is making those muscles that really support, the deep muscles that support the spine and the pelvis and the shoulders. We're giving them a wake-up call. We're not saying you can relax. We're just going to use weight distribution, which is what that would be. We're saying, no, we need you. And it really can help with sort of back issues with the pelvis and the shoulders. Now, we're going to take that foot behind us and we're going to see if we can come into that calf stretch. We're going to press the heel of the back foot towards the floor. So let me just come in this direction here. You can push against the wall if you prefer, guys. All right, and we're going to hold these stretches a little bit longer than we did at the start. So we're going to relax those arms, bring that foot up. Sorry, that was my ankle. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So we can keep the feet hip width apart. It looks like I take my foot one behind the other, but we don't. It's just an illusion, really. We're just stepping sort of back and out. So we've always got those hips square on, that knees nicely in alignment, and you can feel balanced. Good. And we're going to hold that for about 15 seconds. bring it in, and then we're just going to move those feet. Let's just give those wrists a little circle. And then what we're going to do is take the feet a little bit wider. We're going to see if we can reach up. And then as you come down, a little softening of those knees, and we're going to reach up again. So as you come down, I'm going to get you to breathe in, and I'm going to get you to breathe out. We're going to breathe in, and we're going to breathe out. Now we're going to draw that tummy button in, and just gently, gently lift that rib cage. Good. Try not to stick that bottom out. Bring it up and down. Little knee bend, and then we're going to push up. Same on the other side. Good. Try not to overreach with this. We are sort of really, you can feel where it's stretching, and they just want to be opened up, but not over-egged. Now, we're going to gently, gently take that little walk on the spot. We're going to walk this hand over the shoulder, and we're going to gently, gently press that elbow towards the ceiling. Good. And then we're going to release. Oh, I can just see, my eyesight's so poor. I can see the live chat, and I can see a Borodar. Hello, Brent. How are you? Good. Took me ages to be able to recognize that. Technology, we're all getting there with tech. Some of you were there already, I know, but some of us have really had to have a wake-up call in technology. But we're going to release and then just shake it out. Shake it out. So what we're going to try and do next is just a little stretch for these inner thighs. So do you remember this one where we take the toes to about 12 o'clock, the bottom is in, slightly wider legs than normal because we want to stretch this part of the thigh. So we're going to turn this foot out, okay, and then we're going to bend this knee in line with that toe. So what we're doing is we're looking for this stretch down the inner thigh, okay. I'm not going to do any more than that today. We're just going to stretch it out, breathe out. We're going to come up, turn this foot in, wiggle those toes a little bit, just in case you've not quite brought that heart rate back to normal. And we're going to stretch. You'll feel that. So as soon as you reach that point of tension, you're just going to stop. You're going to breathe out. After a few seconds, you may be able to take it a little bit further. Okay, and then we're going to bring it back. But what you get first of all when we move into the stretches is the body has this stretch reflex, and it's to prevent injury, and it'll go stop, and then as it realizes that you're not going to take it any further in a sharp fashion, it'll just release and let you go a bit further. Now let's do the backs of these thighs. So we're going to sink down into that back of the thigh stretch. So the main thing is we're almost pushing that bottom backwards, not rounding the back, keeping that spine nice and long. If you want to increase the stretch, we can draw that toe away from the floor. And you can just take that a little bit further if you like, or not. And then just being gentle when we come back up. Moving those feet, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So like the calf stretch, hips are square on. We're taking that weight into that supporting leg. Good. Breathing out. And then just drawing that toe up if you feel you need to increase the stretch. But there's no need to actually have to increase, you know. All right, let's bring it up. Let's just see if we can walk it out. We're going to take a breath in and we're going to breathe out. Great. We're going to take that breath in and we're going to breathe out. Okay, we're going to take one more breath in and then we're going to just drop one hand behind you. So we're going to stretch out those triceps. Not so much upper body work today, but still a good idea just to give the shoulders and the triceps a stretch. Bring it down. Good. Let's take that breath in again. Let's stretch, and this time we're going to drop this one down. Excellent. Excellent. So we're going to just keep looking straight ahead, and then we're going to bring it down, and then we'll just let those arms go. Take those little toe taps. Take those little toe taps. So we're just going to do not so much of a deep stretch of the hip flexors. What I'm going to get us to do is just take a nice big step back till you feel that little stretch here. Okay, just push that hip forwards gently. We're going to bring it in. Okay, we're going to do the same on the other side. So think in terms of a nice big step behind without bringing that heel of the back foot to the floor. So think in terms of stretching out the front of the hip without arching that back. Brilliant. And then we'll bring it in. And then let's just shake it out a little bit. So we're going to stretch out these quads. Or should I say the quadricep muscles, which is the front of the thighs. So we've got lots of different ranges here depending on injury, whether you've had surgery on the knee. So this will be our level 1. So getting that knee pointing down to the floor, holding onto the wall, nice chest lifted. We can use a chair to support that foot if you need to. If you want to take it a little bit further, we can hold onto the back of the trainer. And if you're quite flexible, you can hold on to the front of the trainer, but you can also use your sock, trouser leg, anything. Then we're going to walk it out. Good. Marvellous session, my friends, on this funny old 15th of December day. Only 10 sleeps. Is it 10 or is it 9? Don't ask me. Okay. I can tell you an exercise for your glutes or your abdominals or for your arms. Don't ask me how many sleeps till Christmas. All right then, bring it down. Great stuff. So we come to an end. And like always, I like to finish just with a breath out, just to really make sure we brought that breathing and that heart rate back down to its pre-existing exercise level. So we're going to feel the feet on the floor. Now you don't have to do anything other than focus on that breath out. So we're going to breathe in, and then we're just going to see if we can breathe out for 3. So we're going to breathe in, and using that mouth, we're going to breathe out for 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do one more of those. Give those fingers a little wiggle. Give those legs a little shake. And that outward breath can be really magical in just helping stimulate that relaxation side of the nervous system. So if you do find you're ever in any pain, or if you're struggling to sleep or something's bothering you, that breath out is a really useful tool. So I will not go on too much. I've kept you long enough. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much for joining me. I've had a lovely time, and I hope you have too, but I hope you find it valuable. That's the key. So I hope everything's all right. Contact me if it's not. I'd be delighted to hear from you. So all the best and take care. See you Friday.